To another episode of Rebel Access. I'm your host, Anna Villarreal, at the Pearl Room with the band Darkane. Let's start with the name. How did you guys decide on the name Darkane, and what's the meaning behind it?
Yeah, I'm Peter, by the way, from Darkane. I'm the drummer, and it's like a fantasy name, actually. It's like a mix of dark and arcane. Because there are so many bands, like all the good names are already gone, like Slayer, Metallica, and stuff like that. So, so it's a good way of just coming up with a kind of a fantasy word. We thought of that, so,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. How did Darkane form, and how long was your current lineup been together?
Well, we were formed in, my name is Christofer, by the way, I'm the guitarist in Darkane. We were formed in 1998. Peter and I have been playing together since '89 in different bands, and in '98 we decided to start all over, and we formed Darkane together and brought our other members, Jürgen on bass, and Klaus on guitar, and now we have Jens Broman on vocals, and he's been with the band for 1.5 years. So
okay.
And we what was
right.
that?
You can cut it there.
Yeah.
How many releases have you guys put out?
So far we've done like 5 releases now.
Wow, 5.
Something like that, yeah. So, yeah, the latest one is a Demonic Art, just out here in the US, on 10th of February here. So, yeah, it's a brand new one here. Released a little bit earlier in Europe, but the US guys, they get like a lot of bonus stuff, so go buy it.
Okay, what do you guys want to know your fans about to know about your latest release?
I think it's like a very, not typical Darkane release, but I think it's very much in the vein of Darkane. It's like fast, furious, and it's melodic. It's a little bit of everything in there, and I would say, that it's, it's the guys and the girls that know of Darkane, they know what they get,
Okay.
And of course it's Jens doing the vocals nowadays, so on the new record, so that's a new thing, of course, to the record with the new vocalist. But I definitely think it turned out very well, and we're very happy with it, so
Okay.
check it out.
Awesome. What were your musical influences growing up?
Well, I think all of us listen to the regular 80s hair bands and stuff like that, except for Klaus, who started to listen to Slayer and Metallica before they even were formed. But Peter and I listened to like Iron Maiden, Mötley Crüe, stuff like that, yeah. Ozzy Osbourne. We wanted to look like them when we grew up. We wanted to have long hair, big haircuts, stuff like that. But turned out in a different way, I guess. But yeah, and then in the beginning of the '90s, we started to focus more on more brutal music like Entombed, Slayer, Death, Morbid Angel, stuff like that. And we when we heard Meshuggah for the first time, the Swedish band Meshuggah, we found what we really loved in music. The technical stuff and the brutalness at the same time. So that's what we're trying to do, while at the same time being a little bit more melodic and a little bit more easy to listen to than Meshuggah.
All right.
Yeah, okay. We have very much the same influences, me and Christofer, actually. We grew up together, and as Christofer said, we've been playing for 20 years, almost 20 years this year now together. So we grew up with the same bands and everything, and influenced each other, whatever. Try to listen to this, and he told me to listen to that, and whatever. So I think it's very much the same influences. And as he said, Morbid Angel, Death, those bands, like also At the Gates and stuff like that. The Swedish scene and the very much the Florida death metal scene in the beginning for us was a big thing for us, actually, where we started listening to the more brutal stuff, like, as you said, like early 90s. And yeah, we just formed our band like quite early there, and started playing death metal instead of the more Iron Maiden kind of, metal we used to do before. So it's kind of the same, yeah, it is.
Nice. All right, what is a must-have for you guys backstage?
Must-have? No. Well, normally you don't get that much that you ask for normally, so I mean, it's like, for me, definitely, the only thing I actually need is like water on stage, because you get drained out of playing this kind of music. It's very hot on stage with all the lights and everything. But I mean, there is normally like a cases of beer and stuff like that, so everybody gets happy. And as long as we get some food and beer, we're happy, I guess.
Awesome.
You have something to add?
Well, I have to add towels because we get sweaty on stage, so yeah, food, water, and towels, and we're happy.
That's metal.
Yeah, we wish for more, but we never get it anyway.
Okay.
So
All right. What do you guys think is in the future for Darkane?
don't give it to me. We are gonna release a live DVD later this year. We don't know exactly when, but it's called Layers of Live, and it's a live show that we filmed 3 years ago.
Okay.
And we've been working a lot on it. It's a lot of, there's a lot of bonus material and a lot of, yeah, I think it's like 3 hours and 15 minutes long DVD packed with everything that a Darkane fan should like, hopefully. So we hope for it to be released in the beginning of the summer or something like that. And then we'll start to write on the new record. We have some songs and some ideas ready already, and now we'll try to write the album as fast as possible, because the people have been waiting for this album, Demonic Art, for 3 years, and they shouldn't have to wait for another 3 years. It's too long.
Right. Okay. What would you like to let your fans watching Rebel Access here, what would you like to say to them?
I would just say, probably like go buy the CD. Don't download it, because if you guys buy it, there will be, or the record company, everybody will see there is like a demand for the band. So, and that will probably make us, be able to come back and maybe play more shows later this year or something like that. So, yeah, just check out the band. I mean, we're not that well known, so would like to give, people give it a chance to check out the Darkane stuff. That would be sweet.
Okay. All right, I'd like to